took Tiny Pandora, Teresa Salgado's class the other day on translucent canes on glass. She is one of the experts on making canes, and she's a wonderful teacher. You'll need to really take these classes and learn if you want to go somewhere in polymer clay. But this is the vase I'm going to cover. It's just a normal flower vase. I guess I got it at the Dollar Tree probably several years ago. I've already sliced up my canes, and these are my long rectangle ones. And these are 1 inch wide by 3 inches long. And it's necessary to measure them, and I'll tell you why in just a second. This is the cane that was a rectangle to begin with, and I put it down to a square. And that square is 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. This one was the original triangle cane on that bottle, and I reduced it down to a square, and it is 1 inch wide and 1.25 inches long. This is one of the new canes that I made for my scraps, and the only thing I did a little bit differently here is when I had my circle cane, that's what I began with, my bullseye with the blue in it, and I cut part of it off and reduced it down to this size. So this went from this to this. And then I cut this in two and put one of the wisteria color stripes in it. And it just gives you that little variation there in the petal shape. Now you can see it. And all of the translucent is outlined in white. And Teresa goes over why and how to do it and all the reasons for that in the class. So these are the canes that I'm going to be putting on this bottle. First off, how many slices of canes do you need to cover what you're doing? Because you need to make enough cane of each one that you want to put on here from the beginning, so it's not, you can't replicate the same thing. So this vase is 15 inches in circumference at its widest point, and the neck goes all the way just to 9 inches. So that's a big difference from here to here when you're talking about square inches. And it is 7.25 inches long. Okay, what I want to do is lay this at an angle instead of going just straight up and down or around and around. So I want all of my cane slices going at an angle, and it's going to take some manipulation to do it. Just make sure you have enough cane slices to do it with. Okay, let's start here. I'm going to do two things. I'm going to have to move this out of my way. Okay, I want to put all these canes at an angle instead of going just straight up and down or around and around in just strips of clay design. I want to put these going this way. And I need to make sure that the ends of my clay, because that's where I'm going to match up, is straight. You do not need to put anything underneath here as long as you're covering the majority of the glass. But a lot of times we don't think to go around and around or at a diagonal. Not unless it just happens to fall in our face, but to actually plan something to do that, that's not something we think in that class. I thought, oh goodness, I've got to do that. Okay, so I've got these edges fairly. And I have a Lucy clay slicing machine. And it's Not that one. It's this one. Find out where you match up. It gives me any size slice really thin that I want, and these are sliced. And I'm just going to gently rub it down. Then we'll come over here and straighten it up some and join it together. Because what you do here and how you line it up with these first pieces of cane is the foundation for the whole rest of your object. And you can reduce canes down real little and use a smaller thing like a little candle votive or something. I think I want to match. Let me get these ends flat. This one matches down here. I need to stretch that upper part just a little bit, which you can do. It just wasn't quite wide enough. I will cut this off right here at the bottom. I don't want any clay on the bottom. And I will make sure this is all straight. I'm going to bring this piece up here and see if by some chance it somewhat matches up here, and if it doesn't, I won't use it. If it does, I will use it. So let me see if I can get it situated in here. Not enough to make a difference, unless I put it right here, and we'll see about that in just a minute. Okay, we'll go along the bottom edge of my jar, or my vase, and cut that scrap off. Let me get this one. Lay it right up against where that one was. And I'm just gently pressing these down in case I have to move them. This one needs the sides. Just make sure your sides and tops and bottoms are all in. most light through. This one has the most translucent in it. And this one's about the same size as the last one. My lines started diagonally. Straighten this one up a little bit. To straighten things up, just use the dull side of your blade. Make sure there's no air under your cane slices. Line it up here. I'm out of that cane slice. I'll have to slice some more here in a minute. But I think you get the idea of what I'm doing. Bender. And we'll take, and I'm just gently going to roll over it. So all the slices will meet up. And you can blend them together. If you don't have a little cane bender, you can use a little tool. I find that if I use something small in a place like this, I don't apply as much pressure and distort it and squish it as much. If I had my big roller out, we have a tendency to use more pressure on it. So use something small. Knitting needle, whatever it is that you use to blend your canes together. Okay, here we are so far. Everything looks pretty good, but right here. And after you roll it a little bit, if you need to straighten it back up, then do so. So let me get some more cane slices cut, and I will put these going down this side. And I think I'm going to save some circle for the top up here, but I'll cut one to fit right here, and I'm going to need one right here, and I'll get that done, and then I'll be right back. To be real honest, I wasn't even going to finish this vase. It's been a couple of days since I recorded the other part of this video, and I wasn't going to finish it. It was so much of a swirl that it wasn't what I was wanting in the beginning. But I thought, okay, I can either take the clay off and wad it up, which I didn't want to do, or I could finish it and see what it looks like, because sometimes we don't know what things are going to look like or how we like them until they are finished. So what I was just looking at was this part. I didn't have the circles on there yet. And it was just one of those things that I really had to work on to get finished. But once I got it finished, I like it. I cut this cane here in half lengthwise and put it around as the border. And I had a space in between the border and the top of the vase to put in my circles, and I put in the circles. And I really wasn't that careful with them. I thought they would look better, more messed up than fussy. Just make sure there's no air under them. And then I took the little one where I reduced this circle cane down and put two on there to fill in between them and just to add something different. Now this isn't baked yet, but I'm going to bake it. And then we'll come back and see what it's like baked, and then with the light in it, and see what it's like in the dark. I really hope to see you in some of Tiny Pandora's cane making classes. Great projects. Check it out. Blessings.